How's this? Better?
So we know you guys have a lot of questions.
Closer to the mic.
Can you hear me?
What?
We know you guys have a lot of questions about Evil Dead, and we have a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Most of them are not true.
Right.
But they're very entertaining.
Right.
So,
We think they are.
who's got a question? Anybody?
Let me start out with a couple of questions. I am always curious as to the people that are either standing or sitting. Raise your hand if you've ever seen the original, and oh my gosh. How many of you seen the original Evil Dead more than once?
Wow, you guys are really sick.
More than 5 times?
Really sick.
More than 10 times? Whoa! I'm not 20?
We've actually
Oh, this guy has been around a lot of weekends with nothing to do. And a couple of 12 packs.
So I want to hear, how do you watch The Evil Dead? Like, is it just say, oh, we want to watch the movie and you turn it on, or do you invite friends over and you have a party? Are you drinking a little beer? I mean, how can you watch it so often?
All of the above.
All of the above?
All of the above.
Okay. All right. So, we will repeat any questions that you have so that the rest of the audience will be able to hear the questions well. So, who has any questions about Bruce, Sam, Evil Dead, or Ellen? Today's the questions. Today's the days to ask questions
Oh,
about
here's a
Ellen.
question right here.
Yes.
He said that he read Bruce Campbell's book, which many of you have, and that in the book, Bruce says filming Evil Dead was not that much fun. Betsy?
Yeah, I have a definition of fun, and Evil Dead is not underneath. There was no heat, no electricity, no running water, no bathrooms. The first couple of days when we're out in the fall woods in Tennessee, that was nice. It was about 65, 70 degrees here, you know.
Yeah, I remember Betsy and I took a walk. We had just gotten there and all the leaves were turning, and we just met each other for the first time, and we thought, oh, this is going to be so nice in the fall in the cabin, and it was beautiful, and then the shit hit the fan. I mean,
3 days later, Sam Raimi, the director, said, "Okay, girls, now we're going to start shooting at night. Now the real fun begins." Because that's how he talks, just like that.
he does talk like that.
And he says, "Now we're going to start filming at night. It's going to get a little chilly, so take a sweater."
Yeah, girls, let's see how we can torture them more. More blood.
And the reason why we shot in Tennessee is, though we were all from Michigan and Ted was from Michigan, is they had predicted a very cold, snowy winter. So they found a location which was south, obviously, Tennessee, thinking that would be a lot warmer, and it ended up being the coldest winter in Tennessee history.
And the warmest
In Michigan
in
history.
Michigan. So that's just one of the ironic aspects of shooting this movie. Many people want to know when we actually shot the movie, and it was shot in 1979. But we didn't, I don't think anyone saw it till 81. It took, we weren't shooting all that time, thank God. But we shot for about 3 months, 2 to 3 months, which is a long time. And then Sam and Rob and Bruce went back and shot a lot of the inserts back in Michigan. And it just took them that long to get distributed.
Well, they ran out of money quite a few times as well, and then they would go and fundraising. Folks, this is long before Kickstarter, and people could go on the computer and say, "Hey, we need a couple of dollars." This was all done by knocking on doors and going into meetings back then. And Sam and Bruce and Rob were only 21 and 22 at the time.
I have a funny story. Both of us were just in the movie Oz, the Great and the Powerful. I don't know if any of you saw it and saw that we were in
You
it.
see Oz, the Great and Powerful?
Yes.
And
9 people, okay.
one of the women that was in it with me, we both had like a line when James Franco swooped in. And she she told me that her dad was standing in line at the drugstore the day that Sam Raimi was also in the drugstore trying to make some prints for Evil Dead. And he asked Sam what he was doing there, and Sam told him about the movie he had just shot, and the guy had some money, so he loaned Sam like thousands of dollars to finish shooting Evil Dead, to finish distributing it, whatever they needed to do. And Sam never forgot this guy. He put his daughter in Oz. I mean, that's a good story. That's how Sam is. He's very loyal.
I've never heard that story. I'd like to find out who the man is and what drugstore he goes to. I could.
I'll let you know.
Borrow a few.
I'll email you.
Who's got another question?
Is it true that in one scene you guys were smoking weed? And whose idea was it?
The question is it true, so that we've got to answer that whether it's true or false, that in one scene we were smoking you know what, because there are young children here. You know, it is true, there is a scene of the characters in the movie smoking around the fireplace with the recorder. Let me repeat that. It is true that there is a scene in which the characters were doing that. But obviously, to be really quite serious, that it would have been really silly for the actors to participate in that because it would have been, quite frankly, very soon a waste of an evening.
Well, the honest truth is, though, that Ellen in these Q&As has said that she actually was smoking pot, and she also says that it was the first time that Bruce had ever smoked pot, and that it had such a reaction on him that they had to stop shooting. Now, I was there, but I don't remember all of that. I wasn't smoking pot. I honestly I had quit the week before or something.
Yeah, and I'm 19.
I wasn't. That was just good acting. Does anyone have any other questions?
Can you still do that laugh?
They want to know if she can still do that laugh.
The laugh?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, this guy's doing in the white shirt. Stand up a second. So that's how I looked in the movie when I did it? Could I see that again? No, the laugh. Oh, that one.
Anybody else? Can anyone else?
Anybody else do it?
Betsy's
Because this
laugh?
guy did a fabulous job. Anybody else? Because quite frankly,
I think it's up to you, B.
like that.
She does it almost every day in the mirror.
You gotta wake yourself up.
Yeah.
All right, who's got another question? Right here. You know, your hair matches your outfit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know my name's also Betsy. You know that?
Hello, Betsy.
Hi, Betsy.
Everybody say hello to Betsy.
Hi, Betsy.
It's awesome.
This question better be good because everybody knows who you are now and what color your hair is.
What part of the movie was the most fun to shoot?
She said, what part of the movie was the most fun to shoot?
The last shot. Do you have a particularly fun memory?
I have an awful memory. Would that work? Okay. The night that I shot all my body parts scattered on the floor, that was not fun. I'm doing an unfun in response to your fun. So they didn't really cut me up, obviously, because I'm here. But Bruce played an arm. Ted Raimi, Sam's brother, 14-year-old brother, played a leg, and the other producer played another leg. And we all were nailed underneath the cabin floor, which was just like mice and spiders and dirt. there was nothing underneath but that. And I was covered with blood and had contact lenses in my eyes so that I couldn't see anything. And so we shot for a while, and Sam would go, action. And, Bruce's arm would go like that, and I had to go like this, and somebody's leg would move up and down, and that was the scene. And then after a while, we shot it a few times, because Sam is notorious for shooting things over and over and over, like millions of takes. So then nobody said anything for a while. And we realized that Sam had fallen asleep at the camera while we were all nailed under the floor. Him and the DP, the director of photography, had both fallen sound asleep. So I had to start screaming because everyone else was under the cabin floor. He finally woke up, but that was not fun.
I think actually, in answer to your question, Elizabeth, is it Elizabeth? Betsy Beth. Oh, I like that. Everybody give a round of applause for Betsy Beth. I like that. All right, Betsy Beth. I think one of my most fun moments was actually when I got to sit on the couch and do my kissing scene with Bruce Campbell, who I sort of had a little crush on.
Still does.
I still do. He's a great guy, but one of the funniest people that I think we've ever met. Okay, one of the funniest people I've ever met. Anyway, Bruce had really not ever had a girlfriend before, and he was also working in the same environment with his two best friends, which were Sam and Rob. But Sam was the boss. Sam was telling him what to do. So we were on this couch doing this scene, and Sam was getting a real kick out of saying, "Okay, let's do another take of that, Bruce. Kiss her again, will you?" So Sam was really enjoying torturing Bruce as to how many times we had to do that scene, but hey, I was totally enjoying the entire evening.
Kissing Ash.
Yeah, I was kissing Ash. All right, did you have a question over here in the green jacket? What was your question? Say it nice and loud.
About the Evil Dead, I got the one where she's in the bed and then they scream her and then the Evil Dead and then when she's in the basement she has a shot and she pulls him down. The demon?
Oh, the demon. So he's saying you saw Evil Dead? Is that your dad holding you? Okay, there you go, folks.
He looks
right
like a
there.
director, doesn't he?
Right
With
there.
The hat and the
so he saw
cross.
Evil Dead, and he knows all about it.
Look at! Oh my God!
Good for you. All right, who's got another question? Yes. The question was, what were your thoughts on the most recent Evil Dead? Okay, who's got another question?
As I like to say, we weren't in it. How good could it be? Right?
All right.
We thought it was a little gory, and it really didn't seem that much like the movie that we were in. And quite frankly, I like the musical. Has anyone seen Evil Dead the musical? Better than the remake, because I don't know. I just think it's closer to the movie that.
Well, and I think the remake was based upon a group of young people taking a friend of theirs to try and clean up or get healthy and go through rehab. We actually, the five of us back in the late 70s, 5 college kids went to the cabin to party down. These 5 people went to the cabin to de-party. So that takes on a whole different tone.
It was too serious. I thought ours was funnier.
Yeah, we at least had strawberry daiquiris.
Yeah.
All right, who else? Because it's, oh yes.
Do you know there's any plans for Sam to make another movie with Bruce?
Are there any plans for Sam to make another movie with Bruce? If we know Bruce and Sam as well as we do, they're probably talking about it all the time. Whether they do that to torture all the fans or not is another question. But right now, Sam and Bruce can really do just about anything they want.
So maybe.
So maybe.
Or we don't know is the other.
I know there was talk a lot on Facebook and Twitter in the last couple of weeks about Bruce acknowledging that there was going to be another remake of, was it Army of Darkness?
Yeah, we've
How
heard.
about Army of Darkness with 2 broads? Yeah?
Cameo.
Thank you.
A cameo. I like that. I like this kind of thing.
All right, are we ready for a couple of trivia questions?
I'm ready. I'm
Are
always
you ready?
for trivia. So
Okay.
we used to give away really nice prizes like a trip to Hawaii, but today we have posters.
Hey, what's better than that? Hawaii posters.
And if you win one of our famous posters, you can come back to our table and we will sign it for you as well. So, first trivia question. Are you guys into trivia? Evil Dead trivia? All right.
Okay, now no screaming and pushing. We're going to try and be as fair about this as possible. First, hand up, no shouting, and don't say, call on me, call on me, call on me. Okay?
This is a very quiet audience. I'm going to go first. So, you know in the movie when the car's driving, and it's kind of in the beginning, and all of a sudden, two hitchhikers are waving, and we drive right past them. Who are the two hitchhikers? I don't know. Right there. Sam Raimi.
And his brother?
You got half of it.
You got
right.
half of it right.
Let's see if
Right
anyone-
here.
Sam Raimi, Rob Tappert.
Oh, he
Sam
got the
Raimi
whole
and Rob
thing.
Tapper,
Yes.
the producer and the director. Come on up, get your poster.
Let's give him a big hand. Come on, people. He knew it.
Well, let's give this gentleman a big hand too. He did half of it.
You get half a hand.
Yeah, have a poster.
No, that's good. Sorry.
All right, you ready for the next trivia question?
Yes.
This is pretty exciting, isn't it, guys?
Oh God, they
Okay,
cannot
here's the
stop.
here's the next trivia question. Okay. In the very, very beginning of the movie, when the 5 young people are on their way to the cabin, they're going down a 2-lane road, and they come upon not only Sam Raimi and Rob Tappert as fishermen, but they also come upon a white and red pickup truck. The owner of that pickup truck has a nickname painted on the fender of the pickup truck that narrowly misses our car. What is the name or the nickname? Oh, this guy's in agony back here. What is the name of the pickup truck? As in the nickname, it's on the fender. Come on, you 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 viewers.
Come on. You don't remember? It's right on the bumper.
Right on the bumper, yeah. I've seen it 94 times. I don't have a clue what she's talking
This is-
about.
This is
It's a tricky question. Do you think we came here with easy questions?
nobody.
Nobody knows. All right, may I suggest you go watch the movie again? And get back to us on Facebook? Okay.
All right, I have one. I know no one's gonna know. Who can sing the song I sang in the movie?
Okay. Next question.
Okay. What was the poster in the when Scotty's and Ash are down in the basement and there all kinds of creepy things going on? There's a poster in the background, and it's a poster of another horror movie. He had his hand up first.
The Hills Have Eyes.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Sam Raimi is known to this day for always placing something in a film of his in homage to something that
Get
he
a
adores or
poster.
respects.
Let's give him a hand. Whoopsie. Daisy. Thank you. Somebody gets a Ben poster now.
And the last trivia question of the day. So after this trivia question, if you have any more questions, bring them to the front of your head right now, okay? So the last trivia question is toward the end of the movie, when Ash goes back down to the basement and is walking around in a large puddle, let's just say 4, 5, 6 inches deep of water and blood or whatever, there is a specific, the camera zeroes in on a specific thing that's floating in the puddle there on the in the basement.
Anybody know what that
Anybody
is?
know what it is?
Oh, there's a hand.
There's a hand. Not the necklace. The necklace was thrown into the fire.
Good guess. There's someone
Very
back
good question.
there.
A
Yeah.
box of Band-Aids. Yeah, like that's gonna help. There you go. There's our third winner. Come up and get your poster.
Wow.
Woo, in Halloween colors.
Congratulations. Come and get it signed. So I know some people ask what it was like to audition, or how did we get the part in the movie. And Ellen actually was a friend of Bruce and Sam's in high school. They all went to the same high school, and they'd always use Ellen in their fake stuff because Ellen didn't care. They'd go, Ellen, will you run through the woods barefoot? She'd go, okay. So they loved her. And so she obviously, was the Cheryl in Evil Dead, but she was also in a movie called Within the Woods. But Betsy and I were just actors bumming around Detroit trying to get work, and we both auditioned for it. And people said, well, what did you have to do for the audition? So basically, I just had to go in Sam's basement, sit in a folding chair like I was in a car, because, there's that car scene, and he goes, all right, now go forward and scream. That was my audition for Evil Dead. What about you?
Well, that was just memorable. I don't think everybody on this side of the room saw that. Could you do it one more time for us?
Just watch the movie. You'll see it now. Now, Sam had an eye. He could see real talent in just that little scream.
Anybody have any other questions? Yes, sir.
Is it hard to get like the screaming and the laughter down? Like how do y'all they tell you how to do it, or y'all just make it up in your ear? Like
We don't make it up, and nobody can teach us. It actually comes
just you.
Acting.
Yeah. Acting. Yeah. No, certainly seriously, when any actor, actress, depending on what the director wants, if he wants you to laugh or scream and he doesn't like it, we'll try it a different way. So we went from to and like that one better.
Actually, Betsy does have a good story about her character, how it came to be a baby doll.
Oh.
Why don't you tell them about that?
Yeah, this is actually a true story. Everything else we've said today is totally made up, but this is true. If you'll notice that Theresa's character and Ellen's character have like a prosthetic mask on, to make them into zombies. There's one scene after Linda or myself turns into a possessed person in which Bruce or Ash drags me out of the cabin. Remember that scene? For those of you who've seen it 20 times. Mr. I don't know the name of the bumper on the car, but whatever. And you'll notice that I'm being pulled out by my legs and my head is turned toward the camera and I have a prosthetic face on. And I had a really hard time with it. I wasn't allergic to it, but I just said, wait a minute, I'm not doing this for 3 months.
And you lost your eyelashes.
And I lost my eyelashes with the plaster mold. So I felt I had some strength here to have a conversation with Sam. And he really liked the fact that Linda was a sweet, sweet, naive girlfriend. And I said, Sam, can I just talk to you? And so one night on the set in this cold, cold cabin, we sat down and I said, I'd like to just kind of throw something out and see what you think. I don't think Linda, when she becomes possessed, I think she could be still so sickening sweet that perhaps she doesn't have this prosthetic mask on. He says, well, we've got to have something. I said, but why don't you just do it a different way and have either like overdrawn eyelashes and overly pink cheeks like a porcelain doll, and then we'll have her talk like in a little baby talk. And he goes, oh, that's creepy. I said, well, yeah, she could even giggle. And Sam went, oh my God, that is so creepy. Okay, let's try it. And that's actually how they came to be.
Good story, huh?
Good story, huh? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Did we keep
anything from the shoot? Well, no. A lot of times movies will ask you to return all the clothing and everything in case they need to have a stunt person, which of course didn't exist with Evil Dead. But no, although I have my original script.
Yeah, we were so sick of the stuff we wore. I mean, it was just full of dirt and Caro syrup, and we wanted nothing to do with it. And believe it or not, none of us thought that this movie was ever going to be famous. I mean, we thought it was so over the top with the blood and the gore. We just kept going, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
So no.
We had to give the sclera lens back. The lens. I don't know why. Were they going to sell them at a garage sale or something? I have no idea
For
why.
Tupperware lids.
But we had to give those back, and the necklace was actually then ruined, after many, many takes going in and out of the fire. And the white nightgown that I wore in the robe, we had 2 of those, but they both got very dirty and bloody, so there was really nothing to keep.
And most of our stunts we did do ourselves. I don't know if any of you have heard the term that is actually in the credits. There's someone called fake shemps. Do you know what that comes from? Sam and Bruce and Rob were all big Three Stooges fans. Have you guys seen the Three Stooges? Yeah. So there was one stooge, I don't know what you call it, a stooge, who died after they had started shooting one of the movies, and so.
Shep.
Yes. Do you want to?
No.
Oh, okay.
You kept saying one stooge, and I said, let's give him a name.
Okay, so that's why they call people who replaced us in certain shots, they call them a fake Shemp, because in the movie with the Three Stooges, Shemp was dead, and they used another person every time they just do him from the back.
That's right.
Oh, okay. She's agreeing with me. Yeah, that's why they call him a fake Shemp. So there's several fake Shemps in the movie, and they are mostly played by Sam's friends and relatives. Yeah. But mostly we did our own stunts. So,
Any other questions?
should we wrap this up?
Do you know if there's a rumor about Bruce versus Frankenstein? And if there is true, will you guys be in it for a cameo?
Do we know anything about Frankenstein? If Bruce is going to play Frankenstein, we don't know.
Bruce.
Oh, Bruce versus. No, I don't know. See, obviously, I know nothing. So, no.
Haven't heard about it, but that would be actually a good idea too if we could have a cameo role in that too.
Take it.
Like that's going to happen, you know? I don't know.
So if you think of something else, come by our table and we'll gladly. Oh, we got one more.
In the new Evil Dead, I don't know if they actually considered asking us, but the fact is they didn't.
Well, they asked me, but
they asked Theresa, and she said no. Apparently,
no. Actually, Ellen's voice is in it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So one of us made it to the new one. So.
well, everybody, we just want to say thank you so much for having us here in South Texas. It's really warm here.
Which I kind of like. It's cold in LA. It's cold.
But we're really happy to be here. Come by our table and say hi, and we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, great weekend here at the South Texas Horror Con.
And thank you to this wonderful con. South Texas rock.